Welcome to Tail Talk with Ellison Wire. Today's special guest is Erin O'Brien. She was my old babysitter and now she's a good friend. How are you doing today, Miss O'Brien?
I'm wonderful, thank you.
All right, first question. Do you have a dog currently?
Yes, I do.
What's his name?
Archie O'Brien.
How old is he?
He's 13 years old.
What breed is he?
He's mostly Chihuahua, but has a little bit of French Bulldog.
Oh my gosh, that's so cute.
Oh my god.
Now, what's your favorite memory with Archie?
We bought him a life jacket, and we took him to the lake, and he went kayaking with me, and he fell in. But he did not drown.
Good. Do you love having a dog to come home to every day?
Yes, it's the best thing ever.
What is the most unbelievable bad or good thing Archie has done?
Bad. Huh.
Or good.
Or good. Well, he helps me out when I have high anxiety. He's a good therapy dog.
What is one pet peeve that you have of Archie? No pun intended.
When it's really cold outside, he won't go outside, and sometimes he pee-pees in the bed.
What is one thing that you love about Archie?
That he is mostly all white, and wherever we go, people comment on how cute he is.
Now I have a fun question for you.
Okay.
If you could have a puppy that stayed a puppy, what breed would it be and why?
A pug.
A pug?
Because they're so wrinkly and cute and good doggies.
Yeah. Is this a family dog?
He likes my mom, but he's pretty just a one-man dog.
Does your family or mom have the same relationship as you and Archie?
No. Archie's very territorial, and when I'm around, he just wants me. I've created a monster.
Do you have something that you treasure with Archie that you can almost brag to others about?
Not that I can think of off the top of my head. I just love everything about him.
What is one thing that makes Archie different than other dogs?
Well, when I'm not around and there's other people in the house, he's very sweet and calm and lets everyone hold him and pet him. But when I come home, he turns into a monster and barks his head off.
Yeah.
I think it's a protection thing.
Now I have another fun question.
Okay.
If you could have any movie dog, who would it be and why?
Probably one of the dogs from those Air Bud movies.
Oh, I love
The golden retrievers, because they're adorable.
Yeah. Now, Erin, I'm going to ask you some questions so the listeners can get to know you and your likes about dogs. Okay. So, what is your favorite breed?
Well, when I was younger, we had boxers growing up, and they were always just really good family dogs, and they liked the entire family. So, boxers, I would say, were my favorite as a child.
Do you like small or big dogs, and why?
I really wanted a little dog when being kind of a grown-up, so we can take them on vacation with us, or just easier to transport.
What is your favorite dog name or dog name category? Like my dad's the other night was historical dog names. So like Lincoln and like Roosevelt and stuff like that.
I like that. That's really cool. I've always wanted a dog named Gus, just because I thought that was a cute name.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the little mouse in Cinderella. And Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
Gus.
Yeah. I love that. What is your favorite part of a puppy?
I love it when they play so hard and then they just crash and fall asleep wherever they are. Yes. And then they just sleep for like hours and they get up and do it again.
Now, I'm going to ask you to go through your life with dogs, like all of your dogs you had in your childhood.
Okay. So the first one I remember, her name was Abby, and she was an all brown or Brendel boxer. She was perfect. We got her from actually our pastor at our church. Their family had puppies, and we wanted the girl. And so we named her Abby, and she was the most precious puppy ever. And then we had this crazy dog that we saved from, he was caught in a trap, I guess, and he was being rehabilitated, and we saw it on TV, and my mom called and got the information, and like about 2 months later, Mickey was his name. He came to live with us. He was crazy. He was an all-white boxer, but he was insane. He was forever a puppy, but we thoroughly enjoyed him. Oh, sorry, one more. Sorry, forget about my other puppies. Okay. I'm thinking. I cannot think of what the next one was. Oh, we had Gracie. Gracie was a German short-haired pointer. So, like, she was a hunting dog, but she was really, really, really pretty. She had really pretty markings. So the people that had her, like, overbred her, and then they didn't want her anymore. So we, like, rescued her from the pound, and she was perfect. She was so pretty and so loving and the sweetest old girl ever.
Now, tell me, getting back to Archie, tell me maybe a funny story of Archie.
Okay. So, remember I told you about the life jacket? Well, before that, we went kayaking, and he didn't have a life jacket, and he was in the kayak with my friend Justin, and he saw me in my kayak, and he wanted to be with me. Ellison, this like 7-pound chihuahua, jumps out into the lake, and like he goes under the water, and he doesn't come back up. Like he's sunk like a rock. And I thought to myself, oh my gosh, we've killed my dog. So I thought, I'm not gonna jump straight down because I'll land on him. Yeah. So I jumped out of my kayak on the side, and as soon as my head hit the water, I saw his little like face come up out of the water, and he was swimming with his front paws to save his life. Yeah. I cried for about 2 hours thanking God that he was alive. Yeah. And then like I said, the next day we got life jackets, but it was very scary. So,
tell me a. Sorry, my dog's being rambunctious. Tell me a story, a happy story about Archie, or like something that'll make someone smile.
Okay. So, at the time I was married, and I told my husband that I wanted to get a dog. And my friend and I, he went to work. He was a firefighter, and he went to work, and my friend and I went to the pound just to kind of look around. And we found this pound that had a couple dogs in it, but this lady was bringing in this like little white fur ball with ears. And I asked the lady that worked there if I could like hold him or see what he was. And she said, if you take him now, he won't have to stay, because when you take a dog to the pound, they have to stay there and kind of be like quarantined to make sure they're okay. But like the timing just happened to be where we both walked in at the same time, and the lady was bringing in Archie to give him away. So it literally took like me 5 seconds to say yes. And so we took Archie home like that day, and then I took him to the fire station, and my husband thought that I had gotten a rat because he was so little, and his ears were just big, and that was all that was big. I mean, he was so tiny. He was probably like 3 pounds. And my husband laughed and said, "That's not a dog, it's a rat." But he was the perfect little puppy. So I'm very glad that we walked in at the very right time.
Mm-hmm. Tell me a story of Archie that will just tell me when he's around other dogs. Mm-hmm. Tell me how he acts to the other dogs.
Archie thinks he's a huge 90-pound dog because when he's around other dogs, he wants to be like dominant and be the big dog in charge. So at first he's kind of pushy and kind of just growls and makes it known that he's the boss. But and that's usually around male dogs, but when he's around female dogs, he seems to be a little more timid and nicer. So I think he likes the ladies. So yeah, just kind of depends on how big they are too. So
now I have another fun question for you. Okay. If you could rename Archie, what would it be and why?
Okay. That's a good question. Well, I really like the name Gus Gus, but I don't think Archie's fat enough to be called Gus. So I've always liked the name Sam for a dog, like, or Sammy, just to give him more like nicknames. So I would probably name him Sammy.
Yeah. Now, if you didn't get Archie, if you did not have a connection with him, where would you be today without him?
Oh, that's deep, Allison. I probably wouldn't be as patient because Archie has diabetes and I have to be really rigid with his feeding and insulin schedule. So definitely would be less patient, and yeah, he's taught me a lot. He's a good dog, and they teach you to be responsible, and even when you don't want to do it, you have to get up and do it because they can't do it for themselves. So I'm definitely more responsible because of Archie. Yeah.
And thank you guys for tuning in to TL Talk with Ellison Warwick. Let's thank Erin O'Brien one more time for coming out. Listen to the next episode, and thank you guys for listening.